Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm wax to the floor. Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm wax to the floor.
Hey guys, how you doing? Danny Stewart here for BassJapanDirect.com with another Naked Sound review, and today's bass is this beautiful Bacchus WL417 special, handmade down in Nagano, Japan at the Devise plant, from the finest materials by some of the finest builders in Japan. It's got an amazing fit and finish. You've got what's special about this is you've got a quarter sawn fretboard on a flat sawn neck. It's unusual to get a quarter sawn fretboard, but that was what I requested for the stock, and also it is a slimmer neck profile than standard, and it's an older body. Usually they're ash, not alder, so I wanted to get something done which is not quite the normal spec, you know. Usually with alder you'd get a rosewood fretboard, but here we've got a maple one. Slightly unusual there, and we picked a nice piece of alder which has actually fairly strong graining on it, you know, for a piece of alder. So that's nice. It's a two-piece alder body. You've got the Godo GB707 tuning pegs, which usually they would be GB11Ws, but we put the 707s because they're smaller footprint, slightly lighter, and we've got the standard bridge, the 404, the SJ404 from Godo. You've got your standard pickups, but in 70s position, and they're hand-wound Bacchus JB Alnico pickups, and then you've got individual pickup volumes, and you've got your series parallel mode switch on the tone. So you can get quite a lot of tone out of this thing. It's lightweight too, at only it's only what is it? Something like 3.8 kilograms, I believe, or maybe less than that actually. But anyway, certainly under the loop down. Series mode, both volumes full up and the tone full up. Doubled up the last bit because I messed it up the first time round. Let's get some. Let's get a mellow bass line down under that with the tone down on the front pickup. There we go.
I can't stay anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm wax to the floor. stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm waxed to the floor.
Okay, so now we've got a loop down. Let's go through some of the main settings. So we'll just do some picking with the tone all the way up on the front pickup.
Won't you get off me? I'm waxed to the floor. Can't stand it, can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm waxed to the floor.
Yeah, so that's nice. And let's do a little bit of slapping there with the tone up. You can hear it's very biting.
Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm waxed to the floor.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? And then let's do some plodding now, fingerstyle plodding
Won't you get off me?
with the tone down.
Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm waxed to the floor.
Let's just cut out the just leave the vocals and cut out the
Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm waxed to the floor. Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm waxed to the floor. Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore.
yeah. So you get the idea. That's not meant to happen. Okay, let's get the vocals going in there again. And we'll go on the rear pickup by contrast now with the tone all the way up. And do some fingerstyle 16th note bass line.
Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm waxed to the floor.
Yep, you get the idea. With the tone down, let's just leave the vocals in here and do it with the tone down.
Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm waxed to the floor. flow. Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore.
So you get the idea for the rear pickup, and then you know, everything in between as well at the middle setting is nice too.
Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm wax to the floor.
You know, so it's very, very nice. And finally, let's go balanced. We'll do some slap with the tone up. We'll do just series mode to start with.
Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm wax to the floor.
So that's nice, isn't it? And by contrast, let's go with the tone, with the boost or parallel mode on to see how that sounds.
Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm wax to the floor.
There you go, and let's do tone down now and just do some fingerstyle balanced in the parallel mode. See how that sounds. Again, I'm going to cut out the.
Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm wax to the floor. Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm wax to the floor. Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore. Won't you get off me? I'm wax to the floor. Can't stand it, I can't breathe anymore.
So it's really nice. Adding a bit more treble there. Yeah, I mean, that pretty much deals with all of the sounds on this bass. I think, you know, it's a fantastic bass. It's excellent. You know, it's simple. It's a jazz bass. Simple controls. You know, simple design, but extremely high quality build. So, you know, you'd be very, very, very happy with this. It's great. It's great, and it's relatively inexpensive. Okay. So let's move on to the lesson part of this video now, and we're going to learn about this riff. So we're going to learn this chord progression and that tapping concept, because as bass players it's very, very important for us to know what notes are in the chords, of course. It's not just playing roots and fifths, you know, it's about being able to construct bass lines as well. And if you know what the key notes are in your chord, it gives you a good idea of what you can use, you know. So in this chord progression we're using an A7 to a G major 6 to an F minor 7 to an F major 7. And that's it basically. It repeats, and it has a little tag on the end of it, but we're not going to learn we're not going to learn that odd bar tag. We'll just learn that part. It's beautiful and it's a lot of fun to play. So what I'm doing there is I'm using my basis as an A7 chord. So if you don't know an A7 chord, let's take the notes. So root note A on the 5th fret of the E string. Behind that we're going to play a G on the D string, 5th fret. So first finger, second finger, and then 4th finger on the C sharp, which is the 6th fret of the G string. That's an A7 because you've got root, which is A, the 7th of the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is G, and then you've got the 3rd on top, which is a major 3rd. So it makes it a dominant 7, an A7 chord. So we'll play that down here, and then play it an octave higher just to get used to it. Because for the tapping part, we're going to use it an octave higher. So that's the first chord. Second chord is G major 6. So you might be familiar with a major 7 chord voicing like this one. It's very similar to that, except we're going to drop the 7 down a tone to an E, from F sharp to E. So for this one we're going to put G on the as the root note with our second finger. Behind that we're going to use our first finger on the 2nd fret of the D string for E, and then the 4th fret of the G string for B with our pinky. Take that up an octave higher, and you go from the same shape from the 15th fret. So far we've got. Okay, next chord is easy. It's an F sharp minor. So that is just our root note F sharp with our first finger. The E, which is common. It's a common note to the G major 6 as well. So this is the 7th of F sharp, or the 6th of G, and that's with our second finger. And then behind that, with our third finger on the G string, 2nd fret, we're going to play the minor 3rd A. Take that up an octave, and then it's really easy for the next one. We're just going to drop our first finger down 1 semitone to F natural to get an F major 7 chord. F, E, which is the 7th, and A, which is the major 3rd. Beautiful. So those are the chords. That's it. Really pretty, isn't it? Kind of melancholy. So what we're doing here is, I usually play an open A with this one, or you can play it like, maybe learn it like this because it's more useful for you to recognize the chord shape. Learn that shape for an 8 for a dominant 7 chord shape. By the way, these shapes you can shift anywhere. If you want to make it a G7, you just shift it down a tone. A flat 7, shift it down a semitone. Similarly, B flat 7, shift it up a semitone. The shape will not change. It's a dominant 7 shape. There you go. Alright, so what we're doing is we're plucking through that root, from the root and up, and then from the C sharp we're tapping onto a D and then to an E above it, and then pulling off that E to the D and then pulling off back to the C sharp. So that is maybe the hard thing with this. Let me get up closer. There you go. If you can see that clearly. There you go. So that's the movement there. That's just going up and down the scale from the major third, which sounds very pretty, very melodic. So the next one we're going from the G, that G shape that you learned. And this is kind of like a little flurry. So here we're going from the third, B, tapping onto the C sharp, pulling off to the B again, and then pulling off to the A below that, which is barred across by the first finger. So you need a strong first finger for this. Really slowly. So far we've got okay. The next move is down to the F sharp, and here we're going to hammer on from the A to the B with our pinky. We're just going to go up the scale, so that's A, B, C sharp, D, hammer on with the right hand, tap hammers. And then to get the F, that slides, that segues into the F major. So we go up to the E with our third finger on the right hand, then tap a fifth below for an A, which gives us the major third of F, and we bring our first finger down to the F, and that gives us an F major 7. So that's it. Right? That is the that's the whole progression there. And it repeats, and then the second time round I do this thing where I put in the fifth, raise fifth, sixth, raise fifth, and back to the fifth again. But we're not going to get into that. You can figure that out for yourselves as a little challenge. So that is it. That is today's lesson, and pretty, isn't it? So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. The tabs, of course, are up at the website, downloadable, along with the dots, and the practice track as well. The backing track is available, and also a suggested bass line is also written out there for you too. So I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you again for another lesson and review rolled into one another time. So stay safe and healthy. Observe the rules. Take care of other people around you and yourself. Alright, see you next time. I just want to say a quick thank you for listening and watching another one of my videos. I hope you enjoyed the review and the lesson content. If the lesson content is very useful to you and inspirational, you can find much more and tablatures and backing tracks and notation at my website member area linked below. Also, if you like my music, this is an original track playing underneath this spiel, please support it by hopping over to my Reverb Nation page and streaming the crap out of it. There's loads of music there. I have created loads of music over the years because I have done composition and production professionally for various commercial projects, as well as for myself as well too. So there's a hell of a lot of stuff there. I hope you enjoy it. If you enjoy it enough to buy it, I would really appreciate that. All the money that I make from my music, I put back into it, into recording, getting new equipment, so that I can do a better job of it the next time round. I'm hoping to raise enough money to actually hire a shit hot studio, you know. That would be nice. Hint hint. No, but seriously, thank you everybody for following what I do. I'm very lucky to be able to do this, and I wish you all well in this difficult time, and hope you stay healthy and safe.